Alright, we're going to go over some, this is like the very beginning phase that you would go through when you're training someone's multifidi. So a really good motor control exercise to retrain that multifidi, and then there's progressions from here, but this is the very first place to kind of start. Again, you'd have to kind of do the test. There's a test you perform first to make sure that they're synchronized and they're firing correctly. If you perform that test and they're not firing correctly, this is a very good exercise to start getting them to fire correctly and then progressing. You want them in a prone position. You want to have a pillow underneath their abdomen. You want to make sure that the pillow isn't directly underneath their pelvis. So you kind of want to bring the pillow up a little bit, right? You want to make sure that the ASIS is just off of the pillow. So the pillow should be like right above that ASIS. Then it's good if you kind of tuck down the pants a little bit, just so you can kind of see where the PSIS is, okay? In this position, you kind of want your head straight, so we'll put that there. You want everything neutral. And you're going to palpate, so you find the iliac crest, you find the PSIS, and it's kind of just above that, right? You want to be right above that, like L5, L4 area, and you're just kind of feeling what's happening there, all right? Then what you want to do, I'm going to move this up a little bit. There. That's better. As you're palpating here, you want to cue them to draw in the belly button, right? So I get my finger and I go just inside the ASIS, and that right where that transverse abdominis is, and I just feel when I tell them, draw your belly button in, do I feel that contract? So you should feel my finger here, and you should be able to get that lower muscle to contract. Draw that belly button in. Keep trying it a couple times. And you might see some weird things when they're doing this. You might see like their back arching, like they're trying to almost like do a crunch or something, like into the table. You might see them squeezing their glutes. You don't want any of that. You want to just isolate that TA. So go ahead again, draw that belly button in a little bit. You should almost kind of feel like you're pushing my fingers away from you. There you go. There you go. She's got it. And then the next thing you cue is like you're trying to stop the flow of urine. So you're trying to get that pelvic floor to engage. So kind of like a Kegel. So you got the transverse abdominis and you got the Kegel, and you want them to hold that. Okay, and then what you try to do is you get them to hold that, and you get them to slowly offload their leg from the table like there's a string pulling them up from here, nice and slow, right? And you're feeling what's going on right about there. Hold it for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower. That was a little fast. We'll go try to slow it on the next one. So now this leg, right? So you always get a cue them to reset. So you want them to reset, then you want them to draw the belly button in, stop the flow of urine. Now lift slow, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower. Good, let's try one more on each leg, and then you tell me what you're feeling. So draw that belly button in, stop the flow of urine, lift this leg, up right there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, let's go with this leg, draw that belly button in, make sure everything's fully relaxed. Start with the belly button, then the Kegel, lift, 5, not so high, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't want them to go so high that you see this glute really engage too much. We're not trying to get a lot of glute activation, we're just trying to get these guys afire. Did you feel that? Are you feeling it here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're trying to get them to feel is here. Some people don't have any connection to these muscles here. So if you get them to do like 10 reps, hold each one, you try to draw some blood into those muscles, they're gonna get a tight sensation in that area because those muscles are getting filled with blood. These are muscles they probably hardly ever use, and that's gonna help get them to feel that connection with those muscles a lot better. This is a great exercise to start. And then there's some progressions from here. So let's start them here, and then we can move on to some other progressions after this.